Okay, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Deeper Thinkers Tutorial. So now we are dealing with the next aspect of what our series on differentiation, and here you have parametric differentiation. So what is parametric differentiation? So this parametric differentiation occurs when you have a certain function of you have y to be a certain function that depends on what t. Y is a function that depends on t, and x is another function that depends on that same t. You understand? So you have a function y, and that y is such that it depends on t. Normally what we are used to is that y, normally we are used to y depending on what? On x. So being a function that depends on what? X. That's what we are normally used to. So now we have, if we have a function y that depends on t this time around, not x. Do you understand? We have a function y that depends on t this time around, not the normal y depending on x that we know. If we have that scenario, and we now have x on the other side as a separate function, as a what? That depends on what? T. Also, now in this case, what would you say is the independent variable? The independent variable. What is the independent variable? T. So normally you have x being the independent variable and y being the dependent variable, right? But in this case, you have two functions, y and x, such that both of them are dependent, and the independent variable is t, and t is, similar to both of them. You understand? It's similar to both of them. So we can have that. For us to find dy dx, dy dx will now be what? dy dx will now be what? Dy dt. I think I omitted something. It will now be dy dt multiplied by dt dx. So it's somewhat like chain rule. It's somewhat like what? Chain rule. So ask your question.
You said t dx. Are you differentiating t in respect to x or x in respect to t?
Well, differentiating t in respect to x. Or differentiating t in respect to x. But there's a way I will do it. Yes, y in respect to t. But here now, we actually differentiate x in respect to t. You understand? But there is what I will show you. You understand? But just take this as this is the formula. So it's somewhat like what? Chain rule. So for us to find the value of this, we have dy dx dt multiplied by what? Dt dx. So that's your question.
In solving differentiation, must it be y equal to f of x? Like, I thought that x can be changed to another.
Yes, in this case, they changed to t. But the only difference, we are not just looking for, the only difference between what we are saying now and what we are doing is we are not just looking for dy dt. Rather, we are looking for dy dx, and they gave us two functions. In this case, they didn't give us dy. So your question is, must it always be dy? Must y always be in respect to what? X? Like, must y be expressed in terms of x? And I'm telling you, no, it can be expressed in terms of any other variable. It can be expressed in terms of any other variable. But if it's expressed in terms of another variable, they can ask you to find the derivative of y with respect to that variable only. Well, in this case, the difference is that they give us y in respect to another variable, and they give us x in respect to that same variable, and they're asking us to find dy dx. That's the parametric differentiation here. Do you understand? So, looking at this now, what will we do? We will implement the concept of what? Chain rule, which is that dy dx will now be equal to dy dt multiplied by dt dx. Do you understand? So, how do we now implement this? First is that we should note that this can be written as, you can write dt dx as 1 over dx dt. Do you agree with me? You can write dt dx as 1 over dx dt. You agree, right? So with this, we can flow. We can what? Flow. So what will we do? Your task will be to what? To get out your dy and differentiate with respect to what? T. You understand? So get out your y, differentiate with respect to what? T. Then after that, you get out your what? Your x, differentiate with respect to what? That same t. You understand? Then you will now what? Take the inverse of what? Of that dx dt, and you implement it here. You get the same answer. So let's see questions on what? On this. Okay, welcome back once more. We have this question to what? Illustrate this parametric differentiation. So now we have what is dy dx in terms of parameter t when y equals to what? T, x equals what? T raised to power 3. So this parametric differentiation is more of, instead of them giving you y in terms of x, y in terms of what? The function x that or depends on x, giving you y as a function that depends on x. You understand? They will not take this x that's supposed to be what y depends on and parameterize it. Parameterize it means give it a parameter t. So what they are doing is they will make y, you know y depends on x, right? So what they are doing is that they will make, instead of leaving this like this for you to work out, you understand, they will take x and parameterize it. What do they mean by parameterize? Means they will give it a parameter. They will also make x to depend on a particular parameter. Are you getting it? Such that y will not depend on also that parameter that x depends on. You understand? So making x to depend on another parameter so that y and x will not depend on same parameter. So you can what? Easily what? Solve it. You can easily what? Solve it. Do you get? So in this case, what they have done is to make y depend on t, which is the parameter that they parameterize x as. You understand? So that x and y are depending on what? T. So how do we solve this? Solution is quite simple. Solution. So what do we do here? What do we do here? You apply the formula. So step 1. What do you do? Find what? Dy dt. Find dy dt. So we are giving these values, right? So we are giving this and what? This. So dy dt, what will it give you? It will give you 2t, right? Then step 2, find dx dt. Find dx dt. What will that give you? So dx dt will give you what? Dx dt. Look at it. X is equal to this, right? So if I differentiate this now, in general method, I'll have 3t squared, right? Now step 3. Are you getting it? Let dx dt equal 1 over dt dx. Hope you know, right? So which will therefore dx dt, which you have gotten as what? As this. Are you getting me? Is now equal to 1 over. Are you sure? Are you sure? This is dx dt, right? So it will it will be 3t squared. Yeah, correct. So that's it. You get. So step what now? 4. Step 4. Wait, let's say. Step 4 say apply the formula. Apply the what? The formula. And what is the formula? Dy dx is equal to what? Is equal to dy dt multiplied by what? D dt dx. Ask your question quickly. Okay. So we're looking for this, right? Okay, yeah, the x dt. Thank you for that.
Secondly, say 1 over the t x. Or what is the question of 1 over x dt? Like, so the value of 1 over the
We have, okay, the x dt is this, I mean, the x dt is there. Then we're looking for wait. We have this, right? And now we're looking for the t dx. So now it means that the t dx, you understand, should be equal to dx dt, right? So that we have the x dt to be this. Yes, we have the t dx to be this, right? So we can now go ahead. So have dy dx to be equal to, here now, what do we have? Dy dx. What is dy dx? 2t multiplied by the t dx. What is that? 1 over this, which will give you 2t over 3t square, which will give you 2 over 3t, because one of the t will go with this. So this is like what the simple what application of this. So first is what? Get out the y dx. Then next you get out the x dt. Then next you know that what? The t dx that you're looking for is 1 over what? That dx dt that you got. The t dx is also 1 over what? Dx dt. Then which is this, right? So you apply it in the formula and you get your final answer. Let's see one more question and we'll wrap it up. Okay, welcome back to the last question. So have this as example 2. So now solution to this, implementing the same the same concepts. We have find the y dx in terms of what? The parameter this and this, right? So it's quite very simple. We have this. Now, so first step or first approach is to what? Get out our dy dt. So what is our dy dt in this case? Our dy dt is what? Minus sine 2t. Is that right? Wrong. Yes, minus 2 sine 2t. So if you have not watched my video on differentiation of trig, you should watch that. So now we'll have this. So let me explain for teaching purposes. Now, if you want to differentiate trig, what is in the front? Just like your lane that we explained, right? If you want to differentiate it, differentiate what is in the front, which will give you what? 2, right? Multiply by, differentiate the trig itself. The trig, every trig function has a standard derivative. That is what? Standard derivative. The standard derivative of cos is always minus sine. So that's why we have this minus here. So because it's multiplied by the 2, that's why the 2 is at the back. Minus 2. So sine, then what will be in the front of that derivative you have got will still be what has been there before. What has been what? There before. It will not only change. So if I differentiate this now, for me to differentiate cos 2t, I'll differentiate what is in the front of the cos, which will give me 2, multiplied by differentiating the cos itself. So you memorize it. It's not something that has a pattern, or it's just what you have to memorize. That anytime you differentiate cos, you get minus sine. Then what will be in the front will always be what has been there, which is 2t. So if you multiply it, you get this. You what? Get this. So next, so this like first step. So the second step is to get out your what? Your dx dt. What is dx dt this time? We cos t, because there's nothing in front. There's nothing like apart from the t. There is no number. You understand that will come out. You understand when you differentiate this, you still get 1. So if you multiply it, it's still the same thing. Hope you understand. Yes. So next step is to recall that what we are looking for in our in our formula, right, is the t dx, not the x dt. But we know that dt dx is 1 over dx dt. Do you agree? Yes. Dx dt. So now we have that. So if that is the case, it means that for us to have dt dx, it will be 1 over this guy we got, which is t cos t. So last step is to implement the formula, which is that dy dx is what? Dy dt multiplied by what? Dt dx. So which will give you what? What is dy minus 2 sine 2t multiplied by what? 1 over cos t. So which will give you what? Minus 2 sine 2t over cos t. So, but you can't implement what we know, which is that sine is over cos. Do you know why? Hope you know you can't. Because this is 2t and this is t, right? And you can't say t cancel t. That's an error. I heard it from somebody now. Take notes. Anytime you have cost or any trig function having something in front and you divide it by another trig function, it can be anything having something in front. You can't say this cancel this. Is wrong mathematically. The reason being that this cos is not multiplying this t. As soon as it's multiplying this t, that's why you can say that, but this cos something, that this is a degree. This is what? A degree. It's just like you saying sine 20 degree or 30 degree divided by cos 30 degree, and you say the 30 should cancel out the 30. So you now have sine over what? Okay, sine what will Leonard be? It doesn't make sense. So that is why you can't do that. So you can't do this. You can't do this. So you have only this. So this is where you stop for that. So that's like the end of this video. This is where we'll stop for now. So ensure to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. Ensure you subscribe and like, comment, share with your friends, so that when I post my latest update, you get this. We break down your mathematics, both for WAEC, for JAMB, and for your tertiary institution, and make it very easy for you. So see you in my next video. Bye for now.